people, as soon as we put on a dress, we start tearing each other down. This is art and this is comedy.
As long as you're a man and you decide to go put on a dress to play a role, you are a sellout. That makes you one too, Mr. Wayans, because in the White Chicks you did indeed, you and your brother. Now, what you sold out for, I don't even want to know. The fact that you did it is that's enough for me. Now, not everybody that shares your name shares your point of view. And this is proof right here, because Marlon Wayans does not share my point of view whatsoever. While he may share my first name, I'm embarrassed to say that he shares my first name, because when you hear what he has to say, it is one of the most idiotic takes I have ever heard on this concept of dress wearing by men. Just yourself, you listen and you tell me if it makes any sense, and I'll be back to discuss it in a second here, okay?
I'm tired of the rhetoric of, oh, you sell out in Hollywood because you wore a dress. Negro, I wore a dress. It's called White Chicks. You know what we did? We did a classic. Only black people sit there and go, man, our brothers wearing dresses. Black people, as soon as we put on a dress, we start tearing each other down. This is art and this is comedy.
First of all, Mr. Wayans, ain't nobody in their right mind is commending anybody, especially a man, wearing a dress. Nobody in a sane state of mind will say, man, that was a really good performance by wearing that dress. That's a good idea. No, you are a sellout if you do that. Black, white, Asian, Hispanic, it don't matter. As long as you're a man and you decide to go put on a dress to play a role, you are a sellout. That makes you one too, Mr. Wayans, because in the White Chicks you did indeed, you and your brother. You both did it. Now, what you sold out for, I don't even want to know. The fact that you did it is that's enough for me. Mere fact that you did it. And for you to come to defend that nonsense is way beyond the pale. You know, being in this particular genre of work, that the people that are in power will force you to do stuff against your own moral code for money. That's what they do. Apparently, it is not against your moral code. You gave willingly into wearing a dress. I'm not even going to assume what that means about you. I'm not going to be the one to assume it. I'm going to let everybody else assume what that means about you. But you gave in willingly. You have people like Terry Cruz who have come forward saying that people have done stuff to him, and even he gave in. Even after being hit on. Let's put it like that. This particular thing goes far beyond what you say acting and a drama, and it's a skill. It doesn't take skill to put a dress on, Marlon Wayans. It doesn't. It takes some insanity, but it does not take skill. It's just another piece of clothing that you put on. That doesn't take skill. It takes a sellout mentality to do it in front of a camera, though. It takes a special kind of self-depravity to think that for some reason, you as a male would feel fine putting on a dress for the entertainment of many. And I understand this has been going on for a while in Hollywood. This goes way, way back. Bob Hope. It goes way back, and is not limited to color. I know you want to make it about color because you're feeling hurt by the fact that people are calling you out.
Oh, so white people, when they wear dresses, when Robin Williams wears a dress and Mrs. Doubtfire, he's brilliant.
It doesn't negate the problem, though, does it? No. There are many in this industry who came in saying, I would never do that. Not me. I have a line that I can't cross. Kevin Hart said the same thing. I would never cross that line. No. What happened to him? He sold out. Dave Chappelle, they tried to put me in a dress. What happened to him? He sold out. Everybody coming forward seemed to say that they would never, ended up doing it. You are one of the few that has zero problems with it. Now, I've been watching you for a while. I go all the way back to In Living Color and Drinking Your Juice in the Hood. I've watched your stuff. And you've always hit me a little bit different. You've been a little different. This statement that you made, now I know what to think. I personally know what to think. I'm not telling anybody else what to think. I know personally to think about you. No normal man defends that kind of behavior. That's just plain and simple. If you're thinking with a logical mind, you can't defend it. But for you to try and make it about color tells me you're also deflecting from yourself. You want to make this about something other than what it's about, which is a morality issue. You have none. You're devoid of it. And people that think like you are also devoid of morality. and it's bearing out in your statements. While I may not agree with what Cat has to say 100% of the time, he is 100% right that it is a rite of passage. It's a complete rite of passage. If you want in, you do this. Some pay the piper reluctantly, some coerced, and some, I'm assuming like yourself, willingly and happily walk right into it. Maybe your brother did too, who knows? But you're the only one talking. And you might be sick and tired of it, but that doesn't mean we're going to stop. Be sick and tired all you want. In fact, I'll finish the statement for you. You say, I'm sick, and I'll be like, I'm tired. You can say it. That's what we are. We're sick and tired of people like you too. Defending this kind of demasculization of men. That's what you're doing. And you're proud. And you want to put it under the guise of what? Acting and talent and drama and comedy? Do you realize what it's doing to the next generation? Do you not realize what it's done already and what more damage it's going to do? Do you realize that the homosexuality rate among black men has almost tripled since the 70s? Have you realized that? No, because you don't care. Because to you, that's comedy, right? That's drama. That's acting. It's a skill. No, it's perversion. It's perversion. But what can we expect of Hollywood elites? You like that stuff. You love it. You relish it. And when people try to call it out for what it is, you get mad. You can't be talking about my perversion like that. This is stuff I like. For those of you out there who feel like you can't stand up and say something, stop letting the enemy beat you into the ground. Stop. We have been passive for way too long, and that's why we got to where we got to. Those of us who have had a strong moral code, let this get here. This is on us. People like Marlon Wayans are always going to be the ones to push the nonsense, and we have to be the ones to fight against it. But when you stay silent and you try to be friends to everyone and love everybody, you're accepting evil right in its face, and they're happy that you're being so lovey-dovey and careful. That time is over. We have the next generation to look for. We have the next generation to care for. We have to stand up now because they cannot yet. And by the time they come around, if we don't do it now, there's nothing they can do. They'll be put down as another victim of this trend. And it may stop going from just being in Hollywood to a school play. Heck, it might be dress-up day instead of pajamas. It's wear a dress day to school. You might think it's far-fetched, but you won't think it's far-fetched when it actually happens, will you? And if you don't want that to happen, stop being passive. You see the kind of passion he spoke of? We should do the same. In fact, we should be more passionate because we have the truth on our side. He's living a lie. For all we know, he's living in the closet too. Wouldn't surprise me at all. At all wouldn't it surprise me. None of them would surprise me if they came out the next day and said, yeah, I've always been that. That's why I've been pushing so hard for men to wear dresses and put it under the guise of humor. Because I was hoping one day when I did come out, people would just accept it. But this is a far-reaching thing, far beyond his choice. This will affect things that happen in your life too. It's not going to stay in Hollywood. Anything they start ends up in the household. It is up to us to be exactly what we're supposed to be, and that's the defenders of our home. And if it means sometimes becoming a grizzly bear, so be it.